Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun. Saturn is one of the giant planets. Moons. Saturn has more moons than any other planet. Saturn at least has 22 moons. Saturn's moons were discovered by telescopes on Earth. The small ones were discovered by Voyager probes. Saturn's biggest moon is Titan. Titan is 3,200 miles across. That's 3 times larger than Earth's moon. Titan's cloudy atmosphere consists mostly nitrogen and some methane, argon, and other gases. Titan's surface temperature is 300 degrees below zero. The rings seem to disappear when seen sideways. Saturn's rings arc across the sky, thick with clouds. The brightest part of the rings are 72,000 kilometers wide and 150 meters thick. Saturn spins so fast on its axis, mass flattens at the poles. Special instruments revealed Saturn's atmosphere is a mixture of ammonia, water vapor, helium, and hydrogen. You would not want to breathe it. Saturn is not solid, but has a thick, deep atmosphere. Underneath the deep atmosphere of Saturn, there may be a solid world of rock and metal. Saturn is made mostly of two light gases called hydrogen and helium. If you tried landing a spaceship on Saturn, you would sink through layer after layer of misty ice clouds. Galileo was the first person to see Saturn through a telescope. Mr. C. Huygens saw Saturn's ears. These were not ears, but rings. Saturn travels around the Sun in a regular orbit. If you lived on Saturn, a year on Saturn would be more than 24,000 days long. That's a long time between birthdays. A day on Saturn would last only 10.5 hours. Saturn almost looks like an egg that has been laid on its side. Saturn's rings are made of ice and rocks as small as dust grains or as large as a house. Saturn's rings are wide but thin. Saturn is about 1/3 as massive as Jupiter. Saturn's diameter is about 120,000 kilometers. Saturn's so light it would float on water. Saturn's the only planet that would float. Saturn's size doesn't have much mass. Pioneer 2 was the first probe to fly by Saturn. If Saturn were hollow, you could pack 833 Earths in it. This means Saturn would have to be made up of very light materials. Saturn is a long way from the Sun, at least 1.4 billion kilometers, so it's very cold. Some gaps of the rings have wavy edges, and one of the ringlets is kinky. Saturn spins faster than any other planet.